Welcome to the Great Apostate. How are you doing? I've been doing loads of videos this weather. I had a renaissance of video making, and today is no different. I'm having fun, so that's not going to stop. Uh, I like to highlight the stupidity of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Other people, they do it differently. They're more serious and formal. But you've got to be what you are. Do your best, and that's all you can do. As I say, I do the stupidity stuff. Maybe it's more my street. And I wanted to do some of that today. So I've got a two-part video. It's all in one video though, so don't worry. The first bit is this is duct tape. I'm trying to cure a wart. I hear that's how it's done. Gross. Anyway, part one is just some Jehovah's Witness madness. And part two is a little bit of pathos. So I hope you enjoy that. You might cry, you might shed a tear. But don't worry. I'll be back for you later. So let's start off with the first one. It's all from, I take it from a Facebook group, a lot of this from the Jehovah's Witness, Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses Worldwide. And this was from the 17th of February. It's only 3 days old. And it says, basically the guy writes a little bit on top and then everybody quotes and gives their little spiritual comments below. And he says, always keep in mind, each and every day we go through brings us closer to the Great Tribulation. It will not delay. It will not be late. Well, I was promised it when I was 25, but before I was 25, so let's set that aside for a minute. 17 years later. Now, let's see some of the comments. Rihanna says, Amen. Pat says, I'm packing my bag tonight. What is this talk of a bag, Pat? I do not know. I do. Heather Langley says, I've always thought of packing a Great Tribulation bag. I love it. And here says, this, I swear this is her name, or his name, Lee Fakilakathong Vong. It's always be prepared for the Great Tribulation. We had a local needs portion meeting and they discussed the importance of having an emergency bag ready for that time. I have one ready. I have a list given in my congregation. If anyone needs a list, I can send it to anyone who needs it. So, guys, we're on the subject of bug out bags. I love it. It's absolutely retarded, but let's have a look. I'm going down here. Some people have actually posted pictures of their bug out bags. It's just demented. And she says, I hope I can live to see it. Depression is as bad as cancer. Both can kill you. I'm not saying it's as bad as cancer. I wouldn't necessarily tell that around a cancer patient. Trust me, when my wife had cancer, it certainly would have killed you then if you'd have said that, Polly Austin. Moving along, let's look back at the bug out bags. I got distracted. Here's the list. Bum, bum, bum. Emergency bag list. Copy of your personal private information, including birth certificate, citizenship, marriage certificate, medical records, if anything were to happen. Keep in waterproof container. I always keep that stuff in a waterproof container just in case the flood comes back. Medicine inhaler if you have medical problems. My God, can you imagine a Jehovah's Witness who doesn't have medical problems? Those bags would be like 60 kilos just of medicine for thyroid complaints or ME medication. First aid kits. Okay, I'm with that. Water bottles. You should probably put some water in them though. 4 to 5 cans of food. Like food. Any food will do. Dog food. Bag of nuts. Don't worry, the nuts are carrying the bags. Extra cash. I like that. Maybe you can ask the society. That society aren't giving you any cash. Don't be fucking stupid. Flashlight. You don't need a flashlight, guys, because the light's ever getting brighter. Oh, lordy. A pair of sneakers. A jacket. 2 to 3 sets of clothes. See in that last 3 list here? Do you think there's many witnesses were looking at the clothes they choose and going, I wonder could I wear these to a meeting? No fleeces. No fleeces, brothers. I'm going to go into the wilderness in a white shirt and tie. Okay, then they want a copy of your house keys. That's so the society can take it if you die. And any other security places you have. I think this is everything, but I might be forgetting. But this is the basics you need. See, Jehovah's Witnesses have done. They have taken all the fun of survivalism and turned it into boredom. The joy of survivalism. You read the survivalist books by Jerry Ahern. You read some shit hits the fan novels, and some zombie stuff you're like Day of the Dead and Zombie Z. What is it? That Z book? Anyway, they made a movie out of it. Oh, World War Z. That was brilliant. You read all this stuff and then you sit and you cogitate it if you're a bloke, and you fantasize about what kind of killing weapons you'll need, and you work it all out, okay? But there's no killing weapons. Now, I know what Jehovah's Witnesses are going to say. Oh, but we rely on Jehovah to protect us. Well, if you rely on Jehovah to protect you, why do you need a bag? You don't need a bag. It seems to me a bit daft, okay? Either Jehovah's going to protect you and you're not going to need a bug-out bag, or he isn't going to protect you and you need a killing weapon, all right? I'm just saying, get a machete, people. Right. Moving on to the sad portion of the video. If I had the world's tiniest violin, I would now play it for you, okay? Because it is actually quite sad. It is. It made me feel pretty bad for these people. So let me just get started. And this, I thought, was a really interesting one. It wasn't started off to be sad, I don't think. I think it was supposed to be encouraging people, but it really got sad quick for these poor witnesses. Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses Worldwide says, "What is your anxiety about the future? Mine is surviving my wife at death. Can't imagine my life without her." So obviously the writer of this is in a bit of a sad mood. Yeah, I think that's a horrible thought, but, you know, I enjoy my life with my wife. I'm very, very happy with it. We'll enjoy the time we get together. Brings it all home to you, because as I say, my wife had cancer, so, you know, and who's to say, you know, something terrible won't happen to me? I nearly popped my clogs with sepsis only last year. So anyway, let's see what some of the comments are. Cabizzo Macoena, hey Macoena, says, "Mine is surviving and protect my daughter to this world. I can't imagine life without her in paradise." See, if you're not a Jehovah's Witness and you're watching this, that's a very unique Jehovah's Witness fear, that you will make it into paradise, but your child will not, because Jehovah won't let them. Patricia Robinson says, "Oh, I want my family there, but they don't want it. Maybe before it's too late they will listen. I pray they do." Isn't that sad? So Patricia, she thinks she's going to go to paradise, but her children aren't going to go. Lourdes Mojica says, "Mine is that the tribulation may be here and my boys didn't return to Jehovah and may be too late. Then they get destroyed. It takes my sleep away sometimes." I just want to hug the poor Jehovah's Witness who thinks that. Imagine that, and you know, you could be enjoying a wonderful life with your children because they haven't returned to Jehovah. You lose your sleep. What a horrible burden for people. Horrible. Now, Faith Wilmore says, "That's my same fear too. No kids, so no one to make sure I'm okay." Ah. Kingdom Hall says, "In Jehovah's organization, we have a family and our brothers and sisters. So do not be anxious. You will be taken care of. You won't be taken care of. Trust me. Trust me. Old people don't get taken care of in the Kingdom Hall. It's ridiculous." He says that's madness. There's ample evidence where people have come and sent letters to society and said, "What are you doing to help my old people?" And they say, "Oh, it's not our job to look after your relatives. You have to do that." Fuck, no way. Dear me. Here's Eddie Blast Esara says, "When will I actually marry? Is it in this wicked system or in the future new world? Though not anxious about it much, be quite disturbing, and I've searched but couldn't find yet, so I've decided to throwing the burden on Jehovah," says Eddie Blessed Esara. That's so sad. See, Eddie thinks if he doesn't get married now, he might not get a chance to get married in the new system. Imagine that. That's horrible. I briefly thought there was a period of time when, you know, no woman would have me. It's hard to tell why, but you know, it's not nice. It's a horrible feeling, and they shouldn't experience that. Here's Alfredo Pessina says, "Mine is trying to get baptized." That's what he's anxious about. You should be anxious. Don't get baptized, Alfredo. And here's back to Susan Zimmerman. There's another comment from about the same thing from a lady called Susan Zimmerman. "My children not returning to Jehovah and losing their lives." Isn't that horrible? Here's Robin Kelly says, "Having the endurance needed and being worthy of Jehovah to make it into the new system." That's so sad. Where are we now? Oh, yes. This is sick. Lisa A. Risco says, "My mom is a widow and I'm her caregiver. She's elderly, doesn't get around much without my help, and is pushed around by bullies. And she's not interested in the kingdom message. My fear is, what do I do with mom once the Great Tribulation starts?" Well, everybody worries about that. Should I drag her unwillingly to the Kingdom Hall for the safety of both of us, or ignore her, leaving her to fend for herself against whatever Satan sends down her street. Fuck me. Oh, that's too good. Oh, there's a woman says, Candace Hunter says, this is a constant thought for all who have unbelievers. I love you, Mom, but I might need to let Satan kill you. Oh, my Lord almighty. Okay, sorry. Okay. That my three... Oh, so sad. Sandra Wagner says that all of my 3 grown children will not be in paradise with me. It won't be paradise without them. That's so sad. That's so sad. I'm going to find Sandra Wagner and send her a personal message, because that's so sad. Horrible. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. If I lose... Maddie Fernandez says, if I lose my family, I will be very sad, but I know Jehovah will be with me. We know what Jehovah will do, because the witnesses have this sort of secret belief that, your family's not going to make it, but what Jehovah's going to do, because he loves you, is he's going to make you forget about your family. So, where were we with Sandra Wagner? Her 3 grown children, don't worry, they're going to die at Armageddon, Sandra, but you won't know it because you'll have forgotten they existed or you never gave birth to them, because Jehovah loves you like that. To endure life's challenges and be among the millions who will inherit God's kingdom, says Bamasil Leah Uwunzi. She's a Wunsey. I despair. Guys, this is the Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, can you imagine the trauma this causes to your life? I feel so bad for these people. And then you've got the go-bags, the madness of go-bags, ruining survivalism for everyone. If they were building bunkers, I might consider it. But fuck me, that's not exciting at all. I want my bunker, gamut. I built one when I was a kid and I want another. See, that's true. If I ever win a lottery, my wife is like, oh, we're going to go here, we're going to go there. And I'm like, fuck that, love. We're building a bunker. Guys, thanks very much for watching The Great Apostate. It's so sad about these poor witnesses, isn't it? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.